We have here the 2023 Scott Addict Gravel Tuned Edition in a size medium, weighing at 8.39 kilos, and in pounds, 18 pounds, 7 ounces. Stay tuned for after the video here, free up by sound test on those DT Swiss wheels right there. Hey, how's it going, everyone? GC Performance here, back with another video, and today I have for you guys a very, very nice gravel bike here. This is the Scott Addict Gravel Tuned Edition bike. This is their top tier bike that goes for $10,000. And as you guys saw, it weighs right in around 18 pounds, which is pretty much up to standards with now what modern road bikes are. And you're getting a gravel sized tire. Out of all of Scott bikes, road bikes, mountain bikes, and gravel bikes, this is one of my most favorite bikes that they actually make because it's so versatile in what it does. It literally takes the Addict road bike that does so well for us and basically just adds gravel tires to it, makes it more capable with putting a 45C tire clearance, and it literally looks like a aggressive, do everything type of gravel bike. So if you're looking for a bike that you want to have just one bike in your quiver to do it all, this bike right here is one of those bikes. It can run a 2x or 1x setup. It can take a max tire size of a 700 by 45C on here. You can add fenders onto it, and when you do add fenders, it can go to about a 40C tire. And also, I know I'm gonna sound dumb here, but 10 grand for this bike in terms of what you get is a lot. You get nice DT Swiss top of the line gravel wheels, the GRCs 1100s with a DT Swiss 180 hub, which are ceramic bearings in there. You're getting a full SRAM red group set, 2x12 with a cord power meter on there, and also their one-piece cockpit carbon fiber bar and stem. I think they did a really, really good job with this bike. It's packed with tons of storage, and like I said, the weight, taking consideration of everything about this bike, of what it can do and what it's capable of, it's definitely a really, really, I would say, a serious competitor in terms of a gravel bike, yes, but mainly also a do-it-all bike as well. It's definitely up there in that category. So without further ado, let me walk through this whole bike and show you guys everything that comes on here. So starting off with the cockpit, we have on here their own Scott Synchros brand. This is their in-house brand of carbon fiber that they make for accessories. You have on there their one-piece bar and stem combo. It is a full carbon fiber bar with their Crescent ICSL. They do have mounting points right here if you want to add an out front mount on here. The bike does not come with it included, but you can always buy it extra from Scott. I think it's about 60 bucks. It goes right there. Kind of bummer that doesn't come with it, but it is what it is. The bike does come equipped with their own Synchros bar tape on here, a nice little cushy gray kind of wrap on there. Very sticky, very tacky, which is nice. And then you on here for the group set, like I mentioned before, is a 2x12 SRAM red axis group set. 2 gears in the front, 12 in the rear. A wireless shifting system on there as well with hydraulic disc brakes. And then on this bike, the brake cables are ran through the bar, through the stem, and then down into the head tube area right here. These are breakaway spacers. They come right off, so if you want to lower the bike, you don't have to actually redo hydraulic brake cabling on there. You don't have to re-bleed the system. It's very easy to go ahead and figure out where you want for your fit and how you want it to fit you on the bike itself. Going down to the front here, we have the nice little Scott logo right there, which is very minimal. The bike can fit up to a 45C tire, like I mentioned before. And right now that you're looking at the bike, it does actually come equipped with a 45C tire on there, so you can definitely get an idea of how wide of a tire you can put on there. The tires that come on this bike are gonna be the Schwalbe G1s, Rs. These are their gravel tires, a nice tread pattern. Not too aggressive where you can still do some road riding, but it does have a nice little bite, and they are the gum wall tires as well, which look pretty clean on there, which is very nice. For the rims on here, they are the top of the line DT Swiss GRC 1100. These are the gravel specific wheels on here. Nice little depth to them, which is really cool. And then they do come equipped with a DT Swiss 180 hub on here, which do come included with a ceramic bearing inside of there. Made in-house by DT Swiss. Bladed spokes, which is always nice. You have your little fender mounting bolts right here, boom and boom. Going over to the other side, the bike comes equipped with a SRAM red front disc brake rotor on here, which is a center lock, and then you have a SRAM red disc brake caliper right here as well. You're usually going to get 160 front, 160 rear on these bikes, which is always nice. And then you can also see here a bunch of storage going down the down tube of the frame right there. You have a little bit of an extra water bottle storage if you want to put right there. And then on here it comes equipped with, on the down tube right here, you can see we have 3 mounting bolts for a water bottle and also a storage for like a bento box. And you also have storage points right here as well. All these bolts on a Scott are usually a T25 bolt to go ahead and change it out. So keep that in mind. You do have to kind of have a tool to go ahead and adjust down here. You do have the Addict Gravel logo right here, and then also another mounting point here for a bento box if you needed to have that on here. The reason why this bike is also around the 10K mark is because of the fact that it is not their HMX SL. Their gravel bikes do not come in any of the SL versions. I believe they only refer that with the top tier mountain bikes and top tier road bikes. So that's why it's at that 10K mark. They want this to be a little bit more robust and be a little bit more capable of handling off-road terrain. For the cranks on here, it's a SRAM red crank arm with a SRAM red chainring, 4633 tooth chainring. You do have a SRAM red cork power meter on here, which is dual-sided to give you a good estimate power output. It does come equipped with a SRAM red chain and a SRAM red front derailleur, which is wireless. This bike is fully capable of going 1x if you wanted to, but it is nice to give you that 2x setup, so that way you can run this with whatever kind of gearing you wanted. In the back, you do have an XPLR rear cassette on there. That is a 1044 tooth cassette. They only make the XPLR in a SRAM Force Edition. They only make really a one type of it. There is no SRAM red model, so this is the nicest tier you can get. But again, it's a nice gear range for what you got for gravel. And then you have the SRAM red rear derailleur and the XPLR edition as well. Again, the biggest cassette you can put on there is a 44 tooth. The batteries are wireless and they are interchangeable. You can swap them from and to and from. So that way, if you ever run out of juice from your rear derailleur, you can put it onto your front derailleur here as well. Moving over to the rear rotor, it is a 160mm center lock rear rotor. And then you do have on here your little quick release tool, which I always applaud Scott for doing. You don't need to leave it on there, but this is changeable. You can put this from the rear to the front. It comes equipped with a T25 on the end and also a 6mm Allen key, so that way you can remove your through axle if needed. The bottom bracket system on the Scotts are typically a BB86 system, so you have on there a SRAM dub BB86. Nothing ceramic, but you still have that option. The rear can take a fender. You can see I have the mounting bolts right there. And you also, like I said, this tire is a 700 by 45C, which is the max size they offer. And you can see the clearance that you have right here as well. You have the mounting points for the front or the fenders are there as well, but a good amount of clearance for what it needs to be. The wheel is the same as the front, the DT Swiss GRC 1100. This is their top tier gravel wheel they make by DT Swiss. And the tire is exactly the same as well on the front. This is their Schwalbe G1 gravel tire R. R stands for race. You have the drop seat stays, which is always nice. And then you have their own proprietary Scott Synchro seat post in that D-shaped, nice rounded front, flat back for a little bit of aero qualities. You have your 3mm pinch bolt here, which you're going to go ahead and tighten up to go ahead and activate that seat wedge. And then this saddle, I know it's just a seat, but it's very hard to find in the United States. I don't think they actually sell this saddle aftermarket. We tried looking for one. Nino rides the saddle on his mountain bike, but it's very hard to find. All they really sell is Belcar aftermarket, but this is a Scott Synchros Tofino in the coffee color with the carbon fiber rails on there, which is really cool. I think that's a really badass saddle, and it looks pretty comfortable as well. But this is a great bike, and it's one that you guys should consider. I know they're very, very hard to find. The Scott Addict gravel bikes are, like I said, very sought after because they can basically do everything. They can do everything you need to do. If you want to ride it on the road bike, you can get a different pair of wheels. You can actually just take these tires off and put on some road tires on here, 700 by 30. It is a great bike to have in your quiver of do everything. So thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next free advice contest.
The other one's World Cup. It's got to be just the colors. Yeah. Did you see this bike? Right, yeah.